What's good, everybody? This your boy Mike coming to you from Reality Warpers. Yo, I got a question. Do spiritual topics pique your interest? Do you desire unique conversations? Sit down, calm your mind, just have a conversation. And after we have a talk, if you feel like you got information of substance, like and subscribe to the channel. And if you know anybody that have like minds, share my content. And together, we can warp reality. So without further ado, let's get to the show. Right. So we're going to get into the second part of this series. It's going to be a pretty informative series, guys. So because I'm breaking two parts, I'm basically like I'm doing 4 parts. All right. So I just recently talked about the divine masculine traits. In this part of the series, I'm going to talk about the lower vibrational masculine traits. All right. Now, these traits, again, they throw off the it throws the person off balance of what their purpose is. Okay. People have certain tests that they have to go through in life. All right. If you have masculine energy in your life, then these are the traits that you are going to have to fight against. These are the tests of life that you're going to have to experience and overcome. Okay. Now, again, just because you are a male or a female does not mean you have all of these traits. There can be a mix and match of both traits, and it's actually best to have a mix and match of both traits. And one person should not have all of everything and the other person have all of everything. Again, too much of anything is bad. So you have to have a balance of masculine and feminine energy, or a specific percentage balancing of the masculine and feminine energy in order to help guide you on the purpose that you are on. Okay. And we're going to get a little bit deeper into that when we start talking about the divine feminine traits and how it correlates with the masculine energy, or the divine masculine energy, and how everything ties together. All right. So we're going to talk about the lower vibrational masculine traits today, and we're going to talk about being the ego, being egotistic. All right. When a person starts to get a lot of reward in life, if they don't spread that energy, it starts to go to their mind. Okay. And it starts to grow that person. Let's say what they call a larger than life type person. All right, that's that type of thing. That ego grows you to a larger than life type, mindset, which you should not be, because you are here for a purpose. All right, that purpose is here to help guide others, help grow others, help, in some kind of way, help the overall majority of souls here get to higher vibrations. Okay. The purpose of the negative forces or outside forces is to keep the vibrations of those souls low. Okay. So if you are on a positive path or a spiritual path, your goal or your purpose is to help get as many souls as you can on higher vibrations. Okay. But sometimes when we are going through that, a way that the outside sources or negative sources attack you is making you feel yourself too much. Okay. Giving you too many compliments, giving you too much, of this, too much of that. And it gets to a point where you're getting so much praise, so much glory, so much, thanks, so much. You start to feel as if you yourself is the God. the big G, you know, that's when you are starting to go into some very dangerous territories. You are a vessel. You have a portion of God's power. You are not Big G himself. Okay? You have to keep a humbleness about yourself in order to keep that ego under control. When Jesus was here on earth in the Bible, when Jesus, Joshua, was here, he knew what his powers was. He knew what he was able to do. Even when he was on the cross, he knew at any point of time he had a legion of angels that would come down here and mess up everything. All he had to do was just say the word. But he was humble enough to know that he had a purpose here, and that purpose was bigger than him. It was going to affect generations, different bloodlines, and DNA just passed down generations. And he knew that his purpose was bigger than him. Okay, so you being able to be humble and hold that ego under control. That ego is a lower vibration masculine trait. All right. Being aggressive, that is a low vibration masculine trait. All right. There are times in fight or flight where you need aggression, but being overly aggressive or being aggressive all the time causes problems within your purpose. Okay. Because being aggressive sometimes run away help, run away your blessings, run away the help that God have sent you. It puts you in a position where your freedom can be taken away. All right, different things of that nature. Looking at how being too aggressive would throw you off of your purpose in life. Okay, there's a certain level of calmness you are supposed to have. Being calm helps you gather your thoughts. Now, I want to give a little quick story on a great example on being aggressive, being too aggressive. All right, I was doing some studying on I was doing some studying on the god Aries, all right, because I'm an Aries, so understanding who I am, myself and all that kind of stuff. I did some information on uh the god Aries, all right, the Greek god Aries. Aries is feared by a lot of the other gods because of how aggressive he is, okay, and his aggressiveness helps him in his wars, but his aggressiveness also causes a lot of enemies. Okay, and there was he fought Athena, the god of wisdom and intelligence, or I think wisdom intelligence or something like that. But she is a tactical fighter. They fought twice. She beat him both times because he fought with aggression. She fought with tactics. Okay. So not every time aggression is going to help solve the problem. And being too aggressive a lot of times throws you off of your game. Okay. How many martial artists movies and stuff have we seen where the kung fu fighter, or whatever fighter is real calm and watching and very observant of the body language of the person that he's fighting? Then the brawler come in, he just fighting and throwing himself and all that kind of stuff, and the kung fu fighter just moving out the way, dodging all of his hits and all of that type of stuff. Okay, sometimes you have to calm your aggressiveness down. All right, and there are times where that aggression is going to be needed, but it's up to you to determine when the aggression is needed and when it needs to be dialed down. All right, all right. Being emotionally unavailable, that is a low vibrational masculine trait. Okay, society have trained us to where we should not connect with our emotions. Don't cry, or don't, whatever, toughen up. that type of thing. Suck it up, that it detaches us away from our emotions. In recent videos, when I've talked about magnetizing things in your life or manifesting things in your life, I have said that connecting with your emotions is what gives that magnetic pull its strength. Okay. This is why a lot of men are not intuitive enough in the world now. This is why a lot of men don't have a imagination. They don't know how to really connect with their right brain because they are torn away from learning how to connect with their emotions. Okay? By you learning how to connect with your emotions, that you connecting with your emotions is like the glue of everything. You make decisions in life depending on the emotion that you are going through at the time. So by you being able to control the emotion, you are able to control the steps or the decisions that you make in your life. Okay. So you have to learn how to emotionally connect with yourself. Okay. Stop neglecting the emotional side of you. There's a CID classified file that you can find on YouTube, public information, and it was talking about a man that was able to heal himself, and they had a scientific explanation on why he was able to heal himself. And the explanation was he had control of his emotions. Okay, look it up. CIA declassified files. All right. So you being emotional unavailable is a low vibration masculine trait. All right. Hyper independence. A lot of men feel like they have to do this on their own. They have to live life on their own. They have to do things on their own all the time. You are not meant to be alone. Nobody is meant to be alone. It's good that you know how to work alone. It's good that you know how to be alone. It's good that you know how to be comfortable being alone and not be lonely when you are alone. That's good. But even in the Bible, Adam started to feel lonely when he was alone for too long. Okay. Too much of anything is bad. That's why God created him a helpmate. When you start to feel lonely, that's when you start not wanting to be here. You want to go somewhere where you don't feel alone. Okay. A lot of times people, you know, I'm gonna just say don't want to be here. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. For people that done had, thoughts of deleting themselves and all of that type of stuff like that, there's help for you. Okay. That's not the answer to the problems that you are having by exiting out of this life path like that, because again, you are retrieving information. Okay, you are retrieving information, so you don't want to cut yourself short or cut that line of information short, so when you reincarnate back here, you don't have that source of information on how to get out of that situation. So it's like, if you ever seen that movie Click with Adam Sandler, he got that remote and he just kept doing stuff. And it got to a point where the remote started to remember what he did in every situation. And it got to a point where the remote just started doing it by itself. Whether Adam Sandler wanted to do it or not, the remote just started doing it by itself, because the remote remember every time he get in this situation, he does this. Okay. So you do not want to start creating that type memory in the soul. Once it get to this certain point, it deletes and restart itself. Okay. That's not the answer that you put yourself in. All right. You have to find help. That's what's best for a mentor, a teacher or guidance or something like that, or a help mate. The feminine energy. You bringing someone that have a feminine energy in that can help accommodate what your masculine purposes is, because that's what God did for Adam. He brought in a help mate when he started to feel lonely. Okay. All right. So you being hyper independence is a low vibrational masculine trait. All right. Unable to control your urges. This is a big one. Listen,